Hello, and today you're going to learn how to make a very simple image gallery app. The app that you're going to make is going to use some of the techniques that you learnt before from the Ask a Question app. And by doing this you will use lists, but in this time you'll make the list a little bit more technical. Okay, so if you remember back to the Ask a Question app, the idea there was that you were able to generate a random response to a question by clicking a button. Okay, this time we're going to generate a list, but name the list, and then be able to remember which index or which point we're up to within that list. And if it all sounds really technical, don't panic. Today just giving you an idea on how to make an app that's got a little more technical side to it. The key feature today is by using if statements, and the if statement that you're going to use today is going to do two jobs. But before we even do the block editor, we're going to make the interface. So the first thing we're going to do is press new and make a new project. The project is going to be called image_gallery, and then press OK. Once you've done that, you should be taken straight into your app. So the first thing is we need to decide what we're going to do. The first thing we're going to do on the actual interface is draw a layout. So I'm actually going to insert a screen arrangement, and in the screen arrangement I'm going to insert a horizontal alignment, so it looks like that. In the horizontal alignment I'm actually going to drag in a canvas from the basic properties, and when I drag a canvas in I now have an area. Now I'm now going to do something that's really important. The canvas is going to stay where it is, but I'm actually going to click on the horizontal arrangement and I'm going to resize it. I'm going to make the width fill the parent, and I'm also going to make the height fill the parent, and that way with the horizontal arrangement, the idea is the image should be able to expand as much as you wish inside the canvas. The next thing that I'm going to do is on the canvas I'm actually going to expand it a little bit, and I'm going to expand the canvas, so I'm going to click on the canvas component to 300 by 300 pixels. So I choose the width and select 300, and then I go to the height, and with the height I also select 300 and I press OK, and I've now got a canvas inside of a horizontal arrangement. I want to align everything within the screen, within the interface in the center, so I click on screen 1 and I press center. I also want to, in the horizontal arrangement, align everything inside of that in the center. That means my images will go in the middle. The next thing that I want to do is add a second horizontal arrangement, and that horizontal arrangement is going to go below the image, and it's going to be two buttons. So by doing that, just drag it in, I've now got a second horizontal arrangement. In the arrangement I'm going to add the first button, and I'm also going to add a second button, so I'm going to drag it over the top and drop it in. So I've now got two buttons. If I want button 1 first, I can just drag it just before and drop it in. For the first button I'm going to rename the component, and I'm going to call it button_previous. So that way I know that the component button_previous should be talking about previous. And then need to rename the text label of the button. So on the button_previous I'm going to go to text in the properties, and in text in the properties I'm just going to click delete text of button 1, and I'm going to call it previous, and that will then give me an indication that's the previous button. And then I'm going to click on text of button 2. I'm going to rename that component, and no surprise here, button_next. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing on button_next, and remove the text from the button in the properties and just call it next. Okay, so I've now got two things. You can change these if you wish, so I'm just going to go on previous. I want to fill, so I'm going to fill the width to be fill parent, and that way it'll be nice and big. I also want to do the same for the horizontal arrangement, or for the same for the next, sorry, first. So I'm going to do next fill parent, and that means that they're now equal-ish. But because the horizontal arrangement is not filling the entire side of my screen, I'm going to change the width. I'm just going to say fill parent, and it'll then make them big. So I've now got two big buttons. If you want to be a little bit more, exciting, you can change the text of the button. So I can say I want the colour of the button to be something, or I can change the text to a different colour, so I can make the text red and I can make it bold. I can also do the same on the next button. I can make the text bold, and I can also change the text colour to be red. It's up to you, and I've now got two buttons. It's up to you. And technically that is your screen arranged. You can do a couple more things, and personally I'm going to do one. I don't want the title of my app to be screen 1. I actually want to call it in the screen 1 title, but I need to make sure that I'm on the screen 1 component. I'm going to call this one image gallery app. version and version code. They're just numbers to represent which one you're up to. So I know straight away that I am on the first version of this app, which is correct. Once I've done image gallery app, just click anywhere in the white area of the canvas, and it should update, or click on object, update the title of the app. The next thing that I'm going to teach you about is how to add components or media to your app that are not attached to anything, but you can use in a blocks editor. So what I mean by this is, I want to imagine that my gallery has got lots of images stored inside of it. To do this, I'm just going to create a static set of images. So in media, I'm going to press upload new, and I'm going to go browse. Now, your teacher should be able to tell you where you find these, but literally I've got a list of images. So I've got a set of Christmas bells, I've got a Christmas candy, I've got a Christmas float, I've got a Christmas tree, I've got some holly, a present, Santa, snowman, and a star. And you can do whichever images you want. But at this time of the year, I thought Christmas may be a nice thing to do. So inside of App Inventor, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and find where those images are saved to. And again, ask your teacher where they're saved to. First of all, I'm just going to choose the first one, and then choose, and then press OK. And that will then upload the first image called Christmas_bells.png. And .png is a type of image. And I'm not going to explain that today, just it's a type of image. The next thing that you're going to do is go and get your second image. So I'm now going to choose Christmas_candy and select choose, and then press OK, and that will add the next image. So you're going to go upload, choose, you're going to go your third one, your Christmas float, choose, and OK, and then I'm just going to repeat that for the rest of the images. So I'm just going to do it dead quick. OK, using the same technique, I've now added a lot of more images. So I've got Christmas bells, Christmas candy, Christmas float, Christmas tree, holly, presents, Santa, snowman, and star, and they're all JPEG or PNGs, which are formats of images. What's more important is the next step, just to remember. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 images. So I have 9 images inside of my media. That means in my gallery, I'm going to be looking for 9 images. That's really important. Remember the number 9. So now what you need to do is save the interface, or just press save, and once you've saved the interface, your next job is to open up the blocks editor.